Hello students, let's continue with the topic report writing and internal correspondence. In my last lecture we had started with forms of report writing, in which we had seen what is letter form, memorandum form and letter text combination form of report writing. Today we are going to see what is negative and persuasive report writing. Let's start with negative report writing. Now here students, now every day we see that news like newspaper or news channel, they are filled with stories about war, terrorism, crime, pollution, inequality, drug abuse, oppression, etc. And here students, it is not just the headlines we are talking about. It is about the long form of stories as well. Like magazine covers, they warn us about the coming anarchies, plagues, epidemics, collapses and so many crises here related to the health, related to the environment, related to the country and all. So here we come to know that whether or not the world really is getting worse, the nature of the report is becoming negative in nature. In magazines, in newspapers, news channels, wherever we want to just know about what is going on around us, we just hear or we read, we come to know that everything negative is written in the newspaper, news channel also they show us negative news here. So everything is negative in nature here, and from that we come to know that psychologically people pay more attention to negative reports than positive. Now suppose if anything negative is shown in the on the news channel or it is written in the newspaper or magazine, we find it very interesting and we want to read the entire article, or we want to see the entire episode or the news report there, so that we come to know what is actually the problem. So from this we can conclude that people psychologically pay more attention to negative reports than the positive one. So, a growing body of evidence illustrates the human tendency of prioritizing negative over positive report content. Here, psychologists they suggest that humans may neurologically or psychologically predispose towards focusing on negative information because the potential cost of negative information is far overweight the potential benefits of positive information. If we get a positive information, we won't find it very interesting. We feel okay, everything is okay here. Wow, there is no need for us to pay attention to. But if we find anything negative, we really are interested in that, or we are really curious to know about it. So from this we can say that negative reporting is marked by denial, prohibition, it is marked by absence, withholding or removal of something positive from the event. Now here in business writing, a bad news message is a letter or memo or email that conveys negative or unpleasant information. Here, information that is likely to disappoint, upset or even anger a reader is also called as indirect report or a negative report. Now, there are certain goals here which we have to keep in mind when we are delivering a negative report. Here, first and the foremost thing is you have to be clear and concise in order not to require additional clarification. You have to help the receiver to understand and accept the message. You have to maintain trust and respect for the business or organization and for the receiver while writing the negative report. You have to avoid legal liability or erroneous admission of guilt and culpability. You have to maintain relationship even if your formal association is being terminated. You have to reduce the anxiety associated with negative message, and you have to achieve the designated business outcome from the negative report. Now when you are drafting a negative report, you have to keep in mind you have to not use abusive language or behavior. You have to avoid confusion or misinterpretation. You have to respect the privacy of the reader here. You have to keep the goal of negative report in mind. You have to here understand the message. You have to know how the format is to be. You have to see to it that it should not have a drastic, or you can say more negative impact on the reader. All these things you have to keep in mind. I will show you now specimen of negative report. See here now. Report of a company secretary on the general inefficiency and negligence of duty of the staff in a branch office. Now here you are presenting a negative report. How you will write? Salutation. Here reference. General inefficiency and negligence of duty by the staff in our Mysore branch. Now here why the report is written. That is the main objective here of that. In accordance with the instruction contained in your letter dated 28th September 2000 and whatever it is, I personally came down to Mysore to visit our Mysore branch and look into its functioning. I have made some investigation and submit my report as here under. Now you are writing, so here you will write what task was given to you and how you have started the procedure. Means you directly went to Mysore and you have visited the branch where the workers are, or the people there in the management there, they are not working properly here. So see what is your report. First thing you will mention the complaint. A number of customers who had purchased our Telecraft Deluxe or Telecraft Super TV sets has complained to the head office of the poor after sales services being provided to them. All the complaints directed to the head office out of sheer disgust carried virtually the same refrain. In spite of their persistent telephone calls and even reminders, no mechanics attended to the TV sets. And if by chance they did, they braided such abject incompetence that the complaints had to be renewed the very next day. Apart from this complaint, our sales record for the first 2 quarters of 20 year shows a steep decline in the sales at our Mysore branch. Means this was the complaint that the people there, they are not working properly here, and the things which are purchased by the customer, the TV sets, if they are having any problem, if they ask for the services here, maintenance here, they are not going there. The employees are not going there to help out the customers, and after that what is happening here? Because of these things, there is decline in the sales of the Mysore branch. So what you have investigated, the person who has presented the report, he has investigated something. See here, he is written, I reached Mysore on 30th September and paid a surprise visit to the office at 11 am. I was shocked to find that more than half the members of the staff, including Mr. K.K. Jadhav, our branch manager, had not yet reported for work. They were late. A brief talk with some old trusted members sent to Mysore from head office revealed that the very few members bothered to observe punctuality in reaching the office later than 11 am was the unusual practice. Means there some trusted members are there from the head office and they have told the person who has presented the report that they come usually after 11 o'clock only. And Mr. Jadhav, who is the main person there, he arrived at 11:15. You are writing everything what you have found out when you have visited the branch. After Mr. Jadhav's arrival, I went through the complaint file with a pathetic negligence of duty. Complaints lodged 3 days before had yet to be looked into. And he found that there was a complaint file there, and which 3 days before a complaint was filed and still no one had paid heed to it. No one paid attention to it. One particular customer had complained thrice between 15 September and 26 September that the picture of his TV set was blurred and unsteady. His last complaint had been recorded on 26 September, but nobody had visited. He found that no one is paying heed to the complaints by the customers. Our Tealy Raft Deluxe model enjoys enviable property in every southern state and was in great demand in Mysore zone. The sales records show that against an average sale 25 pieces per day running a day during 20, as few 14 pieces per day have been sold during 20. This decline in sales is really alarming. Means he has gone through the sales report also and he comes to know that suppose in 2020 the sales report was 14 pieces per year, 25 pieces per day, but now it has declined to only, in 2021 it has declined to only 14 pieces per day. So it is really alarming for the main company. I could notice general apathy and carelessness amongst in every department. Incoming letters are not sorted in time, papers ready for filing piled up in heaps, and even important cases are not disposed in time. No, nothing is going on in the office properly that he has come to know. Findings. I have come to the conclusion that present atmosphere in the office is least conducive to business, and responsibility for its deterioration lies solely with the branch manager, Mr. Jadhav. Means he is the main person, and whatever wrong things are going in the office, he is responsible for it. One of the reliable workers has disclosed to me in confidence that of Mr. Jadhav's brother has set up a small factory to manufacture clinical thermometers, and Mr. Jadhav in all probability has joined him as a partner. He is trying to promote his own interests at the cost of our work. Means one of the reliable person has told that Mr. Jadhav person brother has started a factory and he is partner there, and that's why he is not paying attention in the business here. He is busy in promoting his own business. Our Mysore branch has 2 mechanics to take care of the sales service. Mr. Jadhav appointed both of them. Neither of them is well qualified. Mr. Jadhav has appointed them. These people are not qualified. They hold diplomas from unknown institute. One of them is also related to Mr. Jadhav. I do not think they are competent enough to satisfy the customer. Means if customers, if they are having any problem, they call the mechanics. They should know how to work out the things. But these people, they are not qualified for that particular job, so they are not giving proper service to the customers. And I would not be surprised if they have spoiled a number of sets through their mishandling. In my opinion, prospective, the customer of the TV sets largely depend on recommendation of the present owners. If the customer gets dissatisfied, he can discourage many others. I attribute our poor sales in current year to the dissatisfaction of patrons. Means here is saying if the current customer is not happy with our service, he will discourage the other people also who are in future going to buy TV sets from us. So here the problem lies here only, and this is the main reason why there is decline in the sales. The casualness with which the office work is being conducted is also attributed to indifferent attitude of Mr. Jadhav. Since he is very little to be seen in the office, a sense of not being concerned has seized the entire staff. Means here Mr. Jadhav is not paying attention here in the office here, and this is the reason everything is going on wrong in the office. So now what he suggests? I have no hesitation in recommending that Mr. Jadhav may be served with a notice, and really efficient man may be sent here from the head office so that the functioning of the branch is again streamlined. Means you have to give him the notice and appoint an efficient person in his place. We shall have to take extra pains to re-establish the reputation. We have to work very hard to establish or re-establish, you can say, the reputation of the branch. We have lost and extricate the staff from their present state of lethargy. Means we have to just make the staff work very properly, punctually. Hence, a really experienced officer should be sent here to take charge of this branch. The services of the 2 mechanics still on probation should be terminated, and some experienced engineer should be sent from the head office. Means the 2 mechanics which were appointed by Mr. Jadhav, they should also be removed from their job, and 2 experienced people, engineers, should be appointed there by the head office themselves. And some more transfer may be desirable, but it would be advisable to affect them in consultation with the new branch manager. And complimentary close. In this way you are going to present your report, that you have to keep in mind. So this was negative report, where you have to keep in mind that what is the complaint, what are your findings, and what you suggest. After that, the next topic is persuasive report. Now here children, persuasive report intends to convince the reader to believe in an idea or opinion or to do an action. Here it means many writings such as criticism, reviews, reactions, papers, editorials, proposals, advertisement, and brochures used in different ways to persuade the reader, to influence the reader, can be known as persuasive reporting. A persuasive report writing is one in which an attempt is made to get the reader to agree with one's point of view here. Here the writer typing the present persuasive report can be the present argument, it can be the research or ideas. And it is in a form of non-fiction writing. The writer uses to develop logical argument here that you have to keep in mind. Here, the persuasive report, it mainly convinces the audience of the credibility of the writer here. The writer is the expert in the subject matter here, and that's why he is writing a persuasive report. Here this persuasive report, children, here you can say it aims to convince the audience by appealing to human emotions. Emotions such as sympathy, anger, sadness, motivate humans, or using pathos and all. So let's see what is persuasive report writing. I have a specimen for that too. See here. Given below is a specimen of persuasive reporting. A report about the need of computerize the activities of a department. Now here in your department you want to computerize everything, all accounts and all. So now you want to persuade the person. Now suppose as a manager you are writing to the supervisor or to the higher authorities here. You want to convince why you need to computerize the everything in the department. So see how you can write the report for the same. Salutation, subject. Report on the urgent need of computerizing the accounts department. Our branch has achieved unprecedented growth in business in last 3 years. The volume of sales and the number of customers, the gross turnover, the net profits, the staff strength in the branch all have almost doubled. Now why you want to computerize? So here you are giving the reason that there is growth in the business. Everything has increased here. Volume of sales, number of customer, your turnover, your net profit, your staff strength, everything has doubled here. So here you can say this is phenomenal growth has put tremendous pressure on the efficiency of account department. Now there is lot of pressure on the account department to keep you can say record of each and everything here. Keeping up-to-date record of our purchases, sales, the salary bills and other overhead has become almost impossible. Although the head office has twice sanctioned the appointment of additional hands, the present staff strength is proving utterly inadequate to cope up with the mounting pressure. Though they have appointed other people, staff for the accounts department, but still it is not adequate for them. The accounts department continues working till late hours but fails to keep records up to date. The pressure of the work during the preparation of the record becomes almost unbearable. Now in the present situation, computerizing the accounts department seems to be the only way out. Now here, though they have appointed many people, but still it is not working out. So the final thing which they can do is to computerize everything. It may be noted that although our branch is doing better work in terms of volume of business than the branch at Pune, Kolhapur and Nagpur, ours is the only branch that has yet to be computerized. The other 3 branches were computerized about 3 years back. Means here you have to mention also that though the work pressure is more in our branch, but still here we have not computerized everything, and other branches, though the work pressure is less there, they have computerized 3 years back only. Computerization of the account department will in fact lead to a reduction in the staff strength and prove to be more economical in the long run. Means here you have to tell them that why it is very important that once we computerize the accounts department, what will happen? It will the staff strength will also reduce and it will become very economical. They can work very fast in less period of time. Lot of work can be done. It will not be very laborious or something like that. So today we had seen this 2 types of report, that is negative report writing and persuasive report writing. Negative report writing is usually written here when there is complaint of something in the business firm here, and you have to find out what is the complaint, what are your findings and what is your recommendation for that. And actually with this format only you have to write down the negative report. I have shown you. You have to first write here salutation, you have to write reference, what was the complaint, what is the investigation, what are your findings, and what is your recommendation. At last you have to mention. And persuasive report, as just now I told you, it is mainly written here to convince the reader here. Here you want to convince the reader why you want that particular thing here, why you want certain changes here. The example of persuasive report are reviews, reaction papers, editorial, advertisement and all. And I have shown you the specimen of persuasive report only. Like in business firm, if you want to computerize anything or you want to have certain changes here, so you have to give the reason. What is the problem here? What type of problem you are facing, and how you want, why you want the change in it. That you have to suggest them. You have to convince the reader, and that is known as what? Persuasive report writing. I hope you have understood this both the types today. In next lecture, we'll continue the other forms of report writing. Thank you.